first impressions after that? What are the emotions immediately after that loss?
Oh, naturally it's disappointing, and not in a sense of anything else other than, 9 teams are going to be feeling this level of disappointment, right? Your season comes to an end, so proud of the boys. Like, it's been a hell of a schedule. It's been a hell of a run, especially this 5th game in 10 days, and we ran off adrenaline at the start, and you could sort of see how that 4th quarter went, and we were missing layups, missing foul shots. Like, the execution side of it was good, and we just missed bunnies at the rim, turnovers, and it was just the signs of fatigue. So I'm not disappointed in how we played. Just naturally the season's come to an end, so you feel a bit disappointed, right?
Are you at a point yet where you can naturally, obviously, be disappointed about the game, but kind of take a step back and be proud of the effort that the guys put in, considering how on demand you are, considering the context of your travel, things like that?
Well, 100%, and this is what I mean. Like, my level of disappointment's not in a sense of how we shot, anything along those lines. It's come to an end. Obviously, Shannon's dealing with a hamstring. One thing we did a great job keeping under wraps is he's been playing with a broken finger for the last 2 months. There's probably, if you go back, there's a couple of straight passes, right, where he's got the ball and he passes it into the 6th row, and I'm yelling at him about trying to attack, but his just whole hand's gone numb, and he broke that finger like round 17, 16, and he'd been playing on that, and naturally the hamstring is what put a stop to him. But he had a grade 2 tear potentially when the inflammation went down, and that's one example, right? Taj comes back, he's not supposed to, but he sees that Shannon's out. We need him to go. Dudes are carrying injuries. Can't fault the fellas, right? They just put up so much fight. So, proud of them.
When you guys signed Sam, did you think that he'd be able to step up in this manner, in these sorts
100%.
Right
like
away?
This was what was probably the most bizarre thing to me, which was interesting, and I highlight that early season predictions, which is interesting because the final 4 teams, 3 of them were tipped to finish. Because I talk about us being tipped 10th. New Zealand was tipped 9th and Tassie was tipped 8th. And if anything, just goes to show that people actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to basketball, right? They're so out of touch that they either trying to reference their old days and look back on and go, this is how I see a traditional week, and this is how the game's evolved, mate. And so, when you see someone like Sam play such a crucial role in a national tournament, because we're talking about it today in a sense that, when this place fills up, right, there can be like 20,000. And he's they play in front of 25 in front of wherever they did their Final 4, Elite 8, whatever it was. So, he came in with that immediate impact. And we said this early on, was I needed someone who was able to stretch it, to screen, to handle, knowing that, yes, there's going to be moments, right, where he's going to have to face a Baines. He's going to have to face a Alan Williams. But the cool thing with his mindset was it wasn't something where we're like, let's send a double or let's shy away from it. He embraced that challenge because he's got lofty ambitions, and so he knows the areas of the game that he needs to work on. I'm not surprised, and that's why it was funny that everybody else was. So it just goes to show you how little they know.
Keanu, what can you say about Sam, and did you know that he had the capacity to step in and fill your shoes the way he did?
Oh, 100%. We've seen it from the start of the preseason. Sam came in, and you just see this guy, man. He's so athletic. He can play, shoot the ball. He's so skilled, and I had no doubt that he was going to come in and do what he's done. I feel like Sam's ceiling is, unlimited. So I feel like, I'm so proud of him to come in and help fill in the shoes of me being out. But he's a great guy and a great basketball player. So had no doubt.
Forde, the last 2 games, I think you did a really good job, packing the paint, made it tougher to save, to go to work and that sort of thing. Are you satisfied with the level you did that today? Because 36 points in the paint compared to game 1, I think it was closer to 60.
Yeah, and a lot of that skewed, right, because they had like 17 foul shots in the first half. So that's bang for your buck if you've ever seen it. So, there was a big focus where we wanted to, steer it. We got a bit of foul trouble early. We had to move some pieces around. Started with Bull and we moved over to Lat and we tried it with Sam. And he's such a tough cover, right, because he is one that can just finish in traffic. And then if he doesn't make the shot, he's there in prime position to get his own putback. It's no matter how many times you try and send the defence in a particular way, he really capitalises on it. He's so unselfish. A lot of their guys off the ball, right, did a better job of taking those threes, where I think maybe they might have surprised by it in game 2. There was no hesitation with like Sean Bruce and guys like that, and drilling it from deep. And credit to them. That's a hell of a team, and we took it to 3 games, and we're going to look back on this and do the old shoulda, coulda, woulda, what if. But the result played out in the end, and Sydney deservedly win.
You guys were visibly frustrated with the officiating in that first half. How did that change the way you wanted to go about things?
No, we knew it going in, because this is history repeating itself. They did it last year and got the benefit of it. So we talked about it this morning when the changes take place and the fines have been paid and everything else. So you flag it. It still doesn't mean you let them off the hook when you see it coming. You're just prepared for it. So it is what it is. Like, it's a business, right? What's more entertaining? And that's the reality of it. We know what we battle with. We don't shy away. We don't pretend to be something we're not. We know where that, community-owned club that's, going to have to find the diamonds in the rough and play our style and not always get the benefit of things. So.
You guys, you talk about the diamond in the rough. Keanu's about to be a free agent. At what point do you kind of attack those talks, or do you do that throughout the season? How do you approach these guys who you call diamonds in the rough? Like Keanu, these guys that other teams are going to want to spend big on.
Yeah, I mean, it's more in-house conversations that I'm not going to discuss right now. But yeah, no, like, he is right. Like, he was right before he got poleaxed in the face for the second time this season. He was an MVP candidate, so there's going to be that climate to navigate.
What is it about Sydney that you think that makes them such a tough cover?
I mean, they definitely got the momentum in this side. The schedule's great for them in the sense that they got home court advantage, right? We feel like we've played the 5th game, right? And this is, I guess, also the importance of we miss out on top 2 by points percentage, and the reality is that is probably bigger than maybe what the NBL anticipated that demand was going to be. So finishing that top 2 spot now really increases your odds of going deep into postseason. So they rotate deep into their bench. They're fully fit. And the reality is that's the difference between winning and losing. I refer back to, I think it was Perth a couple of years ago, where they got past Illawarra, I think, in the semis. Bryce Cotton goes down with that real bad corky. There's no Bryce, and they get the grand final series and they get swept. Whoever's the most healthiest usually comes out with the result, and Sydney are fully fit. They're the only ones fully fit, I think, left.
Taj, a sort of similar question for you, mate.
Keanu.
Oh,
It's Keanu.
Sorry. Oh, you had the captain there. On you, sorry. Probably a similar question. You guys were very competitive. Obviously, first quarter you led. They just got a bit of a roll on and become not a juggernaut, but you certainly weren't out enthused. But what about them? Just got away from you. Why couldn't you stop what they were bringing to the party?
Honestly, I don't know how to answer that question. I wasn't on the court, so, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I can't answer that question, brothers.
Oh, that's all I got.
Cool.
Jonathan on the Zoom. There we go. Jonathan on the Zoom.
Keanu, how much did it hurt you knowing you just couldn't be out there battling with you guys to make the grand final?
Honestly, it hurt more than I thought it would because I was very close to coming back, and I felt like if we had won this game, then I'd be able to come back and play the grand final. So I was really looking forward to that. I was ready for it. I wanted to play the last game, honestly, but they didn't let me, obviously. So all good, but yeah, I'm very upset about it, and I'm just gonna deal with it in my own time, and I'll be all right.
And apologies, guys, there's a bit of audio issues on Zoom, so sorry if this has been answered earlier, but Forde, you speak to a lot of the fan base in Cairns, and you know, a lot of the fans love the team this year and everything, but they also get a bit dejected that maybe some of these names could be going in the off-season to other clubs. So how confident are you of keeping the likes of, you know, DJ and even the man alongside you for next season?
Yeah, this is the thing, right? We're going to be victims of our own success. There's a feedback. Can we turn that down now? Thank you, because that's confusing me. Thank you. Beautiful. We're going to be victims of our own success, right? And the cool thing about it, and this is what I enjoy most about being at Cairns, is we'll always have contingency plans in place. There's always going to be, because this is what we talked about, right? We want to be a platform for guys to get big contracts and NBA and EuroLeague and all that stuff. And then we don't want to sit there and go, oh, we only got half a team now. So we'll always have things in place to bring the next one in. And the cool thing about it is now, when I spoke to Keanu back when I first started, and Sam in the off season, it was all hypotheticals and theories that you talk to these guys about. You say, hey, this is what we're trying to do, and this is how we're trying to build it. All right, cool. We just played Game 3 of a semi-final series. We've got back-to-back Most Improved. We've got back-to-back Rookie of the Year. This is legitimate, and it goes from us trying to, sell a dream to now guys want to get involved in it, and that's exactly what we wanted to build. That's what we're trying to create. That's what our identity is. We're not going to get the MVP caliber dude that's making $500,000. We're going to get him out of college, get him Most Improved Rookie of the Year, and then he goes and gets it. And that's important to me and the club and everyone involved.
Does that mean the next sort of few months for you, Forde, are it's not going to be a bit of a feet up on the couch, it's sleepless nights, recruiting pitches, all the typical stuff the coach goes through?
Oh, it's already started. Like, if you're not ahead of the curve, you're getting caught behind. So, our success in the off season was the fact that I feel like we're ahead of everybody. The deeper you go post season, it doesn't mean you're late to the party.
And last one from me, Keanu, how proud are you of and how awesome has it been for you for your time at this club and your growth at this club, and how much has that meant to you as well?
Honestly, didn't expect this to start off when I first came to Cairns, but time will tell, and Forde has given me opportunity, and I'm so proud of myself and my teammates. They've all pushed me to be the best I could possibly be, as well as my coaching staff, and this will be a memory for the rest of my life. I really wish that I could have helped us get to the grand final and, win it with my boys and my coach and, win it for the whole of Cairns, honestly. We all deserve it. And, I feel like, I don't know, if I'm able to come back, I would love to and do it all over again. But, yeah.
Unfinished business.
That's right.
Chris Pike. You're muted, Chris.
Finished business, will that help make your decision? I know it'll come down to whatever other offers you get, and you've ultimately got to make the best decision for you, but that feeling of unfinished business, but also how well you played for Forde and how much you love Cairns, will that be a big factor in your decision on where you end up signing?
Oh, 100%. It's something you're always going to think about where you're most comfortable, right? And when you're playing the best basketball, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm not playing my best basketball and I'm stuck in a pigeonhole, just another piece of the puzzle. I'd rather be in a place where I could be the man and, play the best basketball I could possibly be so I could reach my goals in life. Just obviously it's going to play a factor in it, but we'll see how things go.
Anyone else?
One more if that's okay.
Here you go.
Unfinished business, if I'm correct, you're also off contract. Are you able to let us know if those conversations have begun to return or anything like that?
Let me put it this way: I'm not going. There's no other situation that I'm best suited to, so I'll leave it there. But there's no other situation I'd rather be in. Beautiful.
Thank you, boys.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, boys.
Enjoy the rest of the year. See you around. Appreciate it. Thank you.